get a little, come a little, okay, yeah, I can see you. Okay. Yeah, I can see you real good right there.
Ready for tough questions?
Don't do it now, don't do it.
Okay.
Don't show out, y'all. Be nice, be nice. You too. Tim, we're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all good?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Sergeant Courtney White with the Arlington Police Department, COURTNEYWHITE. I'm the PIO for the police department. At 1:30 p.m. today, one of our officers conducted a traffic stop at westbound I-20 and Green Oaks due to a driver driving erratically across lanes of traffic. The officer was able to make contact with the driver and the vehicle. Based off of their conversation and some other factors that the officer observed, he did request that the driver turn off the vehicle and exit the vehicle, in which the driver did not comply. The officer continued to give those instructions to the driver when he observed the driver was holding a firearm. The officer gave the driver multiple commands to drop his weapon, in which the driver did not do so. Due to the driver's actions, our officer fired his weapon several times, striking the driver. The driver was transported to a local hospital where he was pronounced deceased. There will be multiple investigations running at the same time. One will be conducted by our Internal Affairs Office, which will determine if department policies and procedures were followed when the officer fired his weapon. And the second one will be conducted by the homicide team to look at the incident overall. I also want to point out that our officer was not injured during the incident and has since then been placed on administrative leave, which is routine during incidents where our employees fire their service weapons. The medical examiner's office will identify the driver once next of kin has been notified. I'll take questions.
Sergeant, was there anybody else in the vehicle, or the driver was by themselves?
The driver was by himself.
What did the second car that was towed away from the scene have to do with this at all?
That is why our homicide team is going to be investigating the entire crime scene just to determine what occurred and what led up to the incident that happened today.
Was the officer in that area running just normal traffic routine? That area is notorious for you guys running that speed traffic.
The officer was conducting normal traffic in that area. As you know, we do have traffic accidents on Highway I-20. Sometimes we have fatalities, so our officers do conduct traffic stops in that area just to correct driving behavior.
Was the officer on a motorcycle?
Yes, our officer was on a motorcycle.
You said that due to the conversation and other factors that, led the officer to ask the suspect to turn off his vehicle. What are those other factors?
That would be, we won't get into those specifics at this time because that is a part of the ongoing investigations that are occurring right now.
You also said that the officer observed the suspect had a firearm. Is there any indication that he pointed it toward the officer, or was it just in his hand?
That is also what our homicide team and our internal affairs team are going to be looking at with this incident, but I can tell you, based off the suspect's actions, our officer did fire his service weapon.
Can you tell us about the officer's service record, how long he or she has been on?
We will not be getting out any identifying information for our officer at this time.
Was the vehicle stolen?
I wouldn't know if the vehicle was stolen. However, that's something that we'll be looking into. But the initial contact with the vehicle and the driver was due to his erratic driving behavior across the lanes of traffic.
You said there were multiple shots fired by the officer. How many approximately?
That's something that our crime scene unit will investigate. They're out on the scene right now, currently combing through evidence. They'll take custody of the driver's weapon, the officer's weapon. They'll also collect shell casings and any other evidence at the scene that can tell us how many times the weapon was fired.
What kind of gun do you have the suspect?
They'll also, when they collect that, they'll also be able to determine what type of caliber of firearm that was.
And just to confirm, the driver did not fire?
I don't know if the driver fired his weapon, but based off of his actions, our officer did fire his weapon, striking the driver.
But it is not clear if the suspect fired.
They'll determine that once, they'll do ballistics and just determine, once the investigation is underway, they'll determine what all the driver did is based off of his actions. Remember, guys, this is all preliminary. This just occurred just a couple of hours ago.
Was this officer conducting his traffic stop alone, or was there any other officers in the area in different vehicles?
That's something else that we're going to be looking into, but right now we're going to speak on our officer. Okay, thank you, guys.